but a fight just got announced in the UK. Anthony
I like how
Joshua.
you're saying that, Top Boy. UK.
We're watching too much Top Boy. UK. Anthony. Shout out to everybody in the UK. I hope to be there next year. Actually, planning a trip. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Anthony Joshua is reportedly coming back, and it's been made official actually against
Yeah.
Jermaine Franklin, which has been rumored, which I think is perfect. Anthony Joshua, Jermaine Franklin, April 1st in London, and more specifically at the O2 Arena. Eddie Hearn is obviously promoting this one, Matchroom Boxing. It's going to be on the Zone. Apparently not pay-per-view, at least in the UK. I think that still may or may not be like a thing. But Jermaine Franklin, for people who don't know, heavyweight, obviously, who in his last fight fought Dylan White in November at Wembley Arena, lost a majority decision. I thought, and a lot of other people thought in tweeting the fight, this very easily could have been a draw. And perhaps it could have been in the States. And,
Yeah.
and what the Anthony Joshua roadmap, Shantelle, seems to be Jermaine Franklin, the Dylan White rematch, and then at the end of the year, supposedly Fury or Wilder or Usyk, one of the big boys at heavyweight.
Yeah.
What do you think about this matchup? And then, I guess the Anthony Joshua roadmap, since I just brought it up.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's go back to, Jermaine Franklin took that L against White, and that was a really, really close fight, but I was really happy for White because, right, people love that. I had no idea that he was going to win. I took Franklin to win that fight. So, I mean, that's props to Dylan White. But, I mean, Anthony Joshua, he has to win this fight. And I think he has to do it in style.
Yep.
Because, listen, people are questioning Anthony Joshua in being a top 5 heavyweight at times.
Myself
right?
included.
He takes 2 L. Yeah, I know you're not a big AJ fan, but at the same time, AJ's got power. And the thing is, he brings out the casual viewers as well.
Yeah.
Right? People know Anthony Joshua. He's a guy that you have to watch on pay-per-view television because he just brings out, the superstars. He brings out the casual boxing fans. And the thing about it is you take 2 L's against Usyk and you're just like, is Anthony Joshua, was there hype on him? Because he also lost to Andy Ruiz. Of course, he avenged him. But at this point, Anthony Joshua has to win. He has to win in style, right? Because I don't know if he's going to come with, I'm going to try to outbox Jermaine Franklin. Nah, AJ, you have to knock him out. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. Then you have to knock out White. And then maybe we'll get Fury, right? Because I think a lot of people do want to see him against Fury because that was a fight that was all over social media and we thought we were getting it and we didn't get it. But I think if he fights Fury, I think if he fights Deontay Wilder, I think those are both L's for Anthony Joshua. So he has to knock out Jermaine Franklin. Yeah. He has to knock him out because at this point, people are questioning him. What about you? What are you thinking about this one?
So Jermaine Franklin, I think, is going to be underrated going into this fight. I actually thought that he could have beaten Dylan White, and I actually put a couple dollars on him because he was plus 680 or something that I found him at. And look, he got the majority decision. It was close, right? I thought it should have been a draw. But I think for AJ, the reason why I say this is the perfect comeback fight is because, and we just saw Deontay Wilder come back against Robert Helenius. We've seen Tyson Fury come back against lesser competition, whatever the case may be. To me, this is not that. Jermaine Franklin, I think, is one win away from getting a title shot. This being it. He wins this fight in upset fashion, which I believe he's capable of. I wouldn't favor that. I would still bet on Anthony Joshua when we get to the actual betting component of this later on before April 1st. I think that there's real value in, as you said, with Anthony Joshua, just straight up knocking Jermaine Franklin out. Because if you're going to fight Dylan White next, which has been, rumored and apparently in the works, according to Eddie Hearn, as part of a longer term vision for Anthony Joshua's 2023, knocking out the guy that Dylan White went to distance with and barely beat, that's making a statement. And at this point of Anthony Joshua's career, he is somebody who absolutely needs to make a statement because you can't be out here. If he loses this fight, he's 24-4, and people are going to look at that and be like, what? That dude is supposed to be whatever. He's 33 also, so sneaky, getting a little bit up there because remember, he had a decorated amateur career before turning pro. And I just think that, he absolutely needs to make a statement as much as anybody else in that heavyweight division right now because Deontay Wilder got his first round knockout. Andy Ruiz just beat Luis Ortiz. Hopefully they fight each other at some point soon, because that's been rumored as well.
That's the fight I want
And
to see, to be honest with you.
yeah, I want to see Wilder versus Ruiz. I was saying last year you could make like legitimately a heavyweight tournament. Like they would never do this because of promotional issues and things like that. We can actually, and this is something we could do on the show. Shit, I'll probably bring this concept to one of the episodes coming up. We could do like a World Boxing Super Series of heavyweights, but promotionally that would just never happen. This would never happen. They would not agree.
It's boxing, and we know that would never happen. But just to kind of preview the fight real quick, if you just had to pick at the top of your dome, does Anthony Joshua knock out Franklin?
I kind of lean like Franklin's tough. It depends. Like Anthony Joshua has to have a really good training camp. Supposedly he's training with Derek James now, right?
Yes.
Like, that's something that's been going on. Derek James, who trains, I mean, people were giving him trainer of the year last year. You know what I mean? Working with Errol Spence, Charlo twins, and we haven't seen the Charlo twins in a minute, but
we will. We'll see them soon. But
hopefully,
I mean, if he's training with Derek James, and he's going to come with something different in his arsenal. So I'm excited to see that version of Anthony Joshua. By the way, you can always drop some comments on YouTube. Let us know. Hit us up on our social media channels and let us know who you think is going to win this fight. And if you think we're going to get that Anthony Joshua that we're used to seeing with those heavy hands. All right.